What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Big Hammer Show.
I had a little feedback right there. Okay, so we're good. Hey, good evening, everybody. What's going on? 413. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, my brother.
Been a crazy week. So much stuff to talk about. So much stuff to get back in here and get around the table and break the bread out and lay it out and see what all happened.
Absolutely, man. Excited to be back on the show. This is the second episode. First episode was man, we got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of guys commenting.
Yeah.
Did get a little bit of negative feedback, but it comes with the territory, man. But we're just trying to do something good for the Super Bowl. Bring the legends to give their story, and just get a feel what the Super Bowl came about, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, platform. I had reached out. We were both networking all week, making this thing happen and putting big energy and bringing big energy to this platform. And it was a lot more work than what I thought it was going to be. I had reached out with a couple guys, and man, they thought it was super. And then, I reached out to a couple guys, and they already thought that they was declarated enough that, they didn't want to be involved in it, and hey, it is what it is. It's everybody's opinion. It's everybody's, point and option at that time. But again, we're doing this to bring awareness to where in 10, 15, 20 years that we have something. It might not be a whole 100%, but we have something that we can go by, and we can catch these legends, legacies, and we can trap the pioneers and pin them down to who was who and what was what,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited because we got good big guests coming, legends coming, just to give their stories and stuff. And I want to give a little time for everybody getting in. I see Tony Montana. What's going on, Tony Montana? Shout out a couple of guys that are coming in and joining the show. I see 140 out of New Jersey.
What's going on, 148, Tony?
I see Nighthawk in Virginia. A couple guys just joining. Welcome to the show. And there was a lot of good conditions this week. Past couple of weeks I haven't been so good, but down here in Florida where I'm at, man, condition booming. Colorado, Northeast, coming from everywhere. So hats off to all the guys out there. And yes, Jose, we will be on YouTube. I'll post the link after this video. We had a little issue with the YouTube, but we got it up and running. All these videos are going to be archived. So whenever you guys go to YouTube, you'll be able to see it in order.
Right. And let everybody know too that, about the situation, the way we're streaming it, to where, people don't get chattered around, and we kind of keep control of everything.
Yeah. We right now we're on Facebook under Super Bowl 6 Skip Talkers, but we're doing it via StreamYard. So after it's recorded, we'll transfer the video over to YouTube, so you'll be able to see it on Facebook and on YouTube. But we're going to try to make everything on the YouTube page so everybody could kind of don't get lost, so everybody be able to see the archives. What's up, controller? What's going on, the CST guys up there in the Carolina? Shout out to y'all. I got bad lightning over here, so hopefully nothing happens. I got a bad lightning storm. I don't know if you see my light flickering, so I didn't even disconnect my antenna, so hopefully everything goes smooth, man. But there goes one of the IT young ladies giving a shout out, Miss Jude.
Hey, well, I tell you what, I think you're having a better day than me, 413, because as you know, I'm not on the PC. I'm doing this on my cell phone, so I'm not going to be able to see hardly any comments or anything like that. But I am here, and I'm able to get through this show. So we're going to just see how things go. And it's all a growing point. It's a growing stage. So, everybody just bear with us, because, again, this is for entertainment purposes only. And by no means we are not trying to be professionals or professional, So we're just here to have a good time. But 413, word on the street is you got some good guests, man. You got some good guests, some big guests sitting backstage.
Oh, yeah. We got some good guests coming. I'm excited. I'm excited for sure.
Yeah, hey, a word on the street is they said you went to the crate on some of this information.
I was digging in the crates like some old vinyl records, bro. I went way back in the crates. Got some legends coming on the show right now. I went back.
Awesome. Good deal. Good to hear. Man. Hey, so you know, I'll wait. So let's go ahead and I'll tell you what. You want to bring them both out, or do you want to just sneak peek one, or how you want to do
We're gonna sneak peek one, but hey Jimmy, Valentine's Day is coming up real soon. It's in 2-3 days. You know what I mean? I know we all bring our sweet things, some flowers and chocolate, and we try to be sweet. But listen, I told my sweet thing, this is what I want for Valentine's Day. I told her, can you do me a favor? Just give me a radio. I want one of them nice, fancy 102 Yezus or something like that. So that's pretty much what's going on for Valentine's Day on my behalf. What about you?
Right. Well, listen, my wife, this is Super Bowl weekend, and my wife is in Arizona, and man, she's out there having the time of her life, her and the oldest son. And, they're getting to see something that, a lot of people don't get a chance to see. She had won them tickets, and her and him, they skimmied on out there and got with the program. So they're going to have a super fantastic day tomorrow, and just wishing them a safe return to get them back here with us safe.
Absolutely. Anybody in the comments, I don't know if you guys, I'm a Buffalo Bill fan. I know you could cuss me out, you can say whatever, but you can type in the comments who you think is going to win. I personally think the Eagles are going to take it by 3, but that's my opinion. Anyway, what's up, Nat Fancy Dancer? What's up, 188? There's a whole bunch of guys coming in. Welcome to the show. Northeast corner. Yeah, man, we got a lot of guys coming in. We just want to make sure there go Yellow Cabs in there talking about the Eagles also. So it's a big weekend, Super Bowl weekend. Sunday morning, tomorrow morning before the game, everybody's going to be out there talking. So everybody get your stuff ready and let's have a good time on the air. But anyway, let's get to it. Stevie, you ready, man? I'm excited.
I'm ready.
For the first.
I'm coming in hot.
You coming in hot? You coming in hot? We got a guest, a pioneer in DC amplifier builder. This person's been around a long time, helped build one of the DC Sky vehicles back in the early 2000s. Well known, and I'm super excited. Young lady's a pioneer, great friend, great operator, and a great technician. Y'all give it up for Miss Foxy.
Miss Foxy. There she goes, everybody. What's going on? Good afternoon to you, Miss Foxy.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Miss Foxy?
Good to see you, Nan. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming on the show. You look great. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good to see you, and thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you coming on. When we try to get some guests, we're like, man, we're trying to get people that are pioneers in the game. People that contributed to the game. So now we just want to sit down and kind of talk to you and see how you came into the game and what influenced you and how you came about being a technician. I believe one of the few, if not the only female technician there is out there. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If anybody in the comments know any other technician that's female, let me know because I might be wrong. And but I'm gonna go on a limb and say you're the only female technician. Am I right or wrong?
As far as I know, I hear that there are some that is doing it now. But I don't know of any other female technicians. There might be a few though.
I hear you. Well, you do good work. I used to run one of your amplifiers back in the late 90s and never had any problems with it. Now, I want to get into the nitty-gritty with you. How, I'm trying to see how I can word it. Like, what made you get into CB radio? Because it's kind of like, I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but it's kind of like a male hobby. What made you get into CB radio?
When I first started, I think my husband put a radio in my car because I kept getting speeding tickets. And he told me to put it on 19 so I can listen to the po-po and not get no more speeding tickets.
That's a good one. So you was getting speed tickets, so you decided to just get a CB to get in touch with the truckers, pretty much.
radio.
Wow, that's
And
pretty
then
cool.
he was already on the CB. And so I started listening more and talking on different channels and stuff. And then I started getting a bunch of friends. So we got real interested into it.
Wow, that's awesome.
But
So
that,
so
that's the first
is
kid
there
in
any channel that you started in before getting on the Super Bowl?
other than 19, 15. We used to local talk up here on 12. And then I think the mini bowl was 11. The Super Bowl, they chased us off with the Super Bowl a couple times. We went down to 26,835 for a while. Then everyone missed us on the Super Bowl and came back and came down there and brought us back to the Super Bowl again.
Awesome. So what influenced you besides getting the tickets and stuff like that? What kind of influenced you to get on the bowl? Did the lingo attract you? Did the talking to different states? What was it actually like got you into like talking skip and stuff like that?
Well, meeting a lot of people and made a lot of friends. And my husband being on it, my granddaddy talked on the radio. I don't know if anyone remember 007 Hard Rock up here in Ohio. That was my grandpa.
Oh,
And
okay.
I did a lot of things that he did. And so I had a lot of friends that, I knew that was on the CB. And so they talked me into, getting into it more.
Wow.
For sure. Now, transferring over from talking to building amplifiers, how did you go about building amplifiers?
I think when I first started, I started with Dominator back in the 80s. I'm only 19 and a half though. I started with Dominator back in the day, and they used to say, women didn't know how to do this and that and everything. So I had to show them that, women can do this stuff too. We
Yeah.
can't only just get out there and talk. We can get out there and do other things too.
Yeah.
So I started with Dominator. And when I left, that was when I was up here in Ohio. And then I left and went to Florida back in 94, 95. And I ended up starting down there on my own.
Wow, that's cool. I know I met you back then, and you were really into. You actually helped out BB, which is rest in peace. He passed away a couple of years ago, which did a lot of DC Sky stuff. I remember you were kind of putting this DC Sky stuff together. Now, how was that? Because it's hard enough to build the amplifier, yet alone something that's capable of doing 25, 30,000 watts on the DC side.
Yeah, he did almost like 45, 50,000 watts.
Wow.
And when I actually first started, BB was one. He had, he said, "Oh, she'll be back in Ohio in 6 months. She'll never make it down here." And he ended up being my best friend. He did. He had seen me. He had 3 different techs building him a 32, and he come by. He needed a repair, and he didn't have time to send it off and then get it back before the break. And he seen me cut out a board for a 32, and he had told me about 3 different techs had a 32 that they were building for him. And I said, okay, hopefully we'll get to compete with it. And Thursday he came by to get his repair box, and I was putting the transistors in. Saturday, when we got to North Carolina, he was like, "That's the box that you had done? Let me run it on the key down because I don't have a 32 yet." And I was like, "No, you ain't gonna blow up my stuff because he done blowed up 3 of them." he and he promised me if he tear it up, he'll have it fixed so I can ship it out by Monday. So I end up letting him key my 32 pill, and he beat the 64 pill that was DC Sky at the time, and he was like, "Save this, don't send it off. We need it for next week for Augusta." I said, "No, I'll have another one ready." And we actually went through like 9-10 boxes where he keyed a different 32 every week until he actually got his own. And he won every DC Sky class there was with 32.
Wow.
And then eventually he went up to the 64 and 96, and then he went to the 160.
Wow. That was the biggest he went to, 160.
Yeah,
pill.
he won everything with the 160.
Wow. So that you know, I mean, well, 160. So that goes with the names, like for the guys that don't know, like Hound Dog and Black Beauty and those DC guys back in the day that I used to run. You know,
Yeah.
I think 96 and above pill transistors. So,
Yes.
but nowadays, I don't know if anybody wants to do it. The cost of the transistors now, you know, everything's changing over HG and
That's true.
pallets now.
Yeah.
So, you know, different stuff. But yeah, man, glad to have you on the show. Appreciate you. And you know, I know when you did the stuff with the antennas, I know Terry 55 helped you guys, and 222. I don't know if you remember 222. Remember 222?
Yes.
He's back on the radio now. For the guys that don't know, he goes by Super Truck or One Antenna up there in New York. That's his handle. But Super Truck up there. He lives up in New York now. So a lot of guys that don't know, he's been around a long time. He used to help build the mobile antennas with Miss Foxy and BB and 55 back in the day. Yep. So that's awesome. Yeah. And what's the future plan? Let me ask you this. I know you haven't been on the radio for a while. I know last time I think I talked to you wasn't too long ago, but then you came and paid me a visit. Let me see.
There it is. There she is.
There's Foxy in action right there. That's Foxy in action right there.
That was when I came back down when BB passed.
Yeah.
And that was 18. Oh, seems like yesterday. And I haven't really traveled or been anywhere since. I think I went to one break since then. Since COVID, I hadn't been out the house.
Yeah.
And when it's cold, I don't go out the house.
Yeah.
So I've actually been in and not traveling or going anywhere or anything. I am going to start talking back on the radio again.
Awesome.
I haven't worked with none of the HG transistors. I keep saying I'm going to order some and try them out, and I haven't done that yet. And because I've heard so many stories about them that you got to do so many different things. So I haven't took the time to learn about them, but I'm going to get out there in the shop soon.
Hey, Miss Foxy, we need to put you on game and link you up with a fellow who knows a lot about the MOSFETs and man, if we can, if 413, if we can turn her on to them MOSFETs, man, Lord only knows.
Different, aren't they?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I've never even seen a MOSFET box.
Well, we have people that we can put you in touch with, and we can let you look at them and see if you want to be entertained to them.
Make my hair more grayer than what it is.
Oh, you look fabulous. Don't worry about the gray hair. You look fabulous.
Yeah, we got to get you back. And you know, anybody that could go on the line and fix transistors right there. And like somebody just posted about Muscle Man, he had a 296 pill box with a 4-watt drive. That's insane stuff right there. 296. Wow. You know, the alternators and the batteries and everything, but Muscle Man was the man back then too. Anybody want to give a shout out, just let me know and I'll shout it out. I know Prime shouted out for you. Prime Minister said hello. We got
Anthony.
Anthony said hello.
Right.
You got
him in a while.
Yeah, he said they're all excited that you're on. Let me see. We got Charger. Fat Boy said hi.
Hi.
I want to get in touch with you. That comes from Kadir Muhammad. That's what's from the CST guys down there from the Carolinas. Jimmy Kadir. Oh my God! Now I'm drawing a blank. Controller. Yep.
Okay.
He said, "What's up?" Jackhammer, Connecticut said hello.
Oh
Fancy
Lord,
Dancer
that's
said
been
hello.
a long time.
Black Ice, Jackhammer.
Black Ice.
I
Yep.
always say when I got 12,999 men, I love every single one of them.
Yeah,
That's why I can't go to the breaks because I'm a hugger and a kisser. And if I see you, I'm gonna want to hug and kiss, and I'm so scared of getting COVID.
Oh yeah. Talk about hugging and kissing. Let me see something. Hold on. There you go. That's when we were teenagers, Miss Foxy.
Yeah.
413, you got the whole photo album over there.
I got the whole photo album. Me and Miss Foxy.
And I probably got triple for him. Triple.
Absolutely.
I love my 413.
We used to, true story, we used to, first of all, we used to help BB do all the stuff at his house over there in middle of Florida. And then we used to all drive up to the Carolinas because back then Camp Lejeune used to be one of the, if not the biggest break at the time, early 2000s, late 90s. So we used to all just drive up there together and just, it was just, it's a family. That's what I love about the Super Bowl. You know, the people on the Super Bowl, when you really get into the hobby and you get friends such as ourselves, you know, it's just family. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to, part of the show is trying to show the newer guys on the Super Bowl that it's just not about just competing and keying and doing, you know, dumb stuff on the radio. It's truly a family hobby.
And, you know, I wish it was more like that today because a lot of the new people that are especially in the competition and just out there, they just go out there just to kick somebody's butt or to key on somebody. Where back in the day, we were so close and tight. We were brothers. You're my brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
And we could trust and just get along with everybody. I used to always say that I'd walk up to all the technicians and I hug and kiss them. And the other guys get, why you with them? That's the competition. Or BB used to say when we was in the room, the Watergate room, BB be talking about she over there with the daggone competition because I'd be sitting between Hound Dog and Black Beauty. But they were my homies. They're my friends. They're my brothers.
A lot of animosity today.
That's one thing. But when you're together and just talking, you know, it's not about you know, who's got the best this and that and everything. When you're just out there chit-chatting and having a good time, it's the reunion of having fellowship, friendship, you know, make sure that this one's okay and that one's okay. And it's not always about having a win. There's a lot of times where when you lose, you're still a winner because you went out there and had a good time.
Absolutely.
It's not always about, you know, who's the best at this or that.
Preach that.
Absolutely. You know, it has changed. You know, I could see it evolve from back in the day. I haven't been that long like you guys, you know, like the guests that we bring on and you. Much respect, by the way. But, you know, I see it turning and in terms of the fellowship and the animosity, you know, that's out there. I hear guys fighting and taking it to a personal level, you know, which what we're trying to do here now with this show is trying to get the older guys and the people that have been around to kind of pave the way on how it should be done. But it's difficult because at the end of the day, it is a hobby. And, you know, when you get into a hobby, you're not in the hobby to lose either. So I could understand both aspects of it, you know, but at the same time, you got to be graceful when you win. You got to be graceful when you lose. So it's a fine line, but
That's
I
true.
appreciate you putting in that light for sure.
Yeah. Was Miss Foxy, was it super competitive like it is out there? What was, because, you know, I'm staying quiet on this one because Lord knows I do not know a lot about DC stuff and I you know, when I don't know something, I got to kind of, but was the competition the same, or how much difference was it back then versus now?
it always probably will be and always have been very competitive. But it's one thing to be competitive and fight for it and be competitive and have fun with it. I remember when I started building boxes down there, I used to hear people say, well, she needs to just go on back to the kitchen where she belong or something.
Mm.
Or, like BB said, I wasn't going to make it because I was a female.
Mm.
And so for me, it was double hard to prove myself to new people. I can remember Easy Rider, bless us.
Yeah.
So he was my best of everything because he did so much with me and for me. Because even before I moved to Florida, me and him was buddies. And when I first named my boxes, he kept saying, you need a dominant name. There's all these dominant names out here. These are men that will be doing the boxes and stuff. And we fussed for months about the name of my boxes. And then I was just determined, Fox Box. And he was like, okay, we're going to go with it. We used to I had t-shirts and stuff. And the guys used to say, well, we're not going to wear no t-shirt with no female on there, no Foxy and stuff. And we was at a break in Texas, I think it was. And somebody was like, well, who's going to buy them t-shirts? Easy Rider was standing there. And he was like, well, heck, I got one on. And you go out there in the field today, there's going to be 2 or 3 guys out there with one. And so there was a lot of negative talk and things like that probably was about other guys also. But because I was a female, they was even a lot more resistant.
Right.
Once BB got out there and started winning all the classes, it was like, okay, they're going to turn around some. But
Miss Foxy,
it was always just fun, getting out there, having fun.
let me ask you one question. If you had to say like total count over the years of how many of the Foxy boxes that you put together, what do you think the number would be?
Ooh, I don't have no idea.
She built too many for 13.
Yeah.
She built too many.
Well, I was doing them for 30 years. Sometimes I would do a lot. Sometimes I would do a few. So, oh Lordy.
So let me ask you a question, Miss Foxy. Is there a future of you coming back and doing some builds? That's the question I want to know. A lot of people want to know that also.
They listen.
Oh, they can have her Toshiba's back. If I can get in there and work with some HGs or something, or with those MOSFETs, or it probably be more like the HGs rather than the MOSFETs. I might, but not like I used to, because I did it all alone. Nobody else. Well, my daughter did do a few.
Wow.
So she did build a few, but I like taking my time and doing stuff, and I'm just busy here around the house doing stuff, let alone in the shop.
Yeah,
but
that's true. I got Lights Out. He made a comment, said, I'm touching on what we were talking about for. It says way more competition back then. The classes were huge and lasted hours sometimes for one class. And that is true. I remember in the Carolinas and breaks like that, man, just for the April class, it'd be 30 entries or 35 entries, which, lasted the whole day. Even in the AC Skies classes back then, there were, 10 or 15 vehicles. Now it's kind of dying off. I wish it would come back again, but like Lights Out in Philly said it, those classes back then, they were fun, because you didn't have to key just once or twice. You had to key numerous rounds to get to the finals and stuff. And that's what was fun about those breaks back in the day. So Dennis Dorsey wants to know are you still building now? She's not building right now, but she's coming back. We're gonna kind of coerce her to get back.
Bring Foxy back.
Bring Foxy back. Yeah.
Bring Foxy back.
Bring Foxy back. That's right.
Remember when I had the shop, you used to send so many people over there. I can remember a lot of guys, because I was in Florida and it was so much Spanish there.
Uh-huh.
I used to call 413 on the phone in order to translate for me.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that. That's true. And
I still do the same thing.
He does the same thing with me. But what was cool is I had a 16 pill that I had of yours, and it was a badass 16 pill. I ain't gonna lie. And then I had got an 8 pill. I think it was a Dominator box, and I wanted something happened to it. And I said, Foxy, when are you gonna be at work so I could bring you the box? She's like, sweetheart, just bring it over. It was like 8 o'clock at night, and then she was in the living room just fixing it. And that's the type of person she is. Not only was she a good technician, she's a great friend. And even on the line, when things happen on the line at the shootout ground, she'd be right there fixing stuff, man. Now that's knowledge right there.
Yeah.
And you don't see that. You don't see that kind of stuff.
I'd be out there on a Saturday night in my dress clothes working on a Suburban so that they can get back home without having to ship and send and all that stuff. I do it right there for them before they get home or out on the key down field.
How many of the big mobiles, the big DC mobiles, do you think you put your hands in and worked with the mobile owner of putting together and making sure that you've seen it to the key down?
Well, I had BB, Hound Dog. BB was DC Sky. Hound Dog was DC Sky. Full Blast was DC Sky. Rattlesnake. Easy Rider. There was a lot.
Of the bigger mobiles. Now, how many do you think just period, like you overall just had your hands in out there in the fields? Hundreds, 50, 60?
Oh,
back then in them days, because I know the breaks were bigger
for
then.
the big people, there was only like anything over a 64 pill was DC Sky. And there wasn't, I think across the whole United States, wasn't but like 8 to 10. I think one time we had in Florida, BB, Black Beauty, Hound Dog, Full Blast, Will Kill, Week One. Who else? There might have been 2 or 3 other ones at the time. Because I don't think Charger was in there at the time. But he was one of the big ones. But BB, Hound Dog, Full Blast, Week One. Them was all my guys. That was all DC Sky in different places. And but most of the time there was always less than just 10 that was truly DC Sky. Now the other classes, there was thousands of them. Because you got Shaggy Dog, Rattlesnake, 27 Florida. Oh Lord, there's too many. Wild Dog up in Chicago. There's a lot.
Wow. 1, 2, 3 said Danny up there said if you're working on the line, you was working.
I remember when 1, 2, 3 started out. He had Texas Star box with plexiglass on top.
Plexiglass.
He's listening. He's listening.
Yeah.
Now,
And when
now
he
let's
was
talk about that wagon you had too. You had what we call a poor man Suburban. Remember that little wagon you had? Talk a
that,
little about that. What
I used
about that
to
little
fight
wagon
like
you had?
crazy with that. Oh, I talked all over the world with that, with just a 3-pill.
Wow.
That's all I've had, and it was a 3-pill.
Wow.
Matter of fact, I was gonna. I remember time me and 55 went to Texas. He went to go key DC Sky, BB's box, so BB couldn't go that weekend. And I talked Skip from the time we left Florida all the way to Texas on my 3-pill.
Wow.
He had an 8-pill behind me, and I would talk the whole. I whipped his butt all the way to Texas, and he said it was because of the 55 antennas I had was why I talked so good. But he had an 8-pill and I had a 3-pill. We had a ball though. We
That's
did.
awesome.
We had a ball.
On the Super
That's
Bowl.
what I like to do is have fun while you're talking.
Absolutely. Throughout all these years and all the experience, what experience and what's your fondest memory that you have being on the Super Bowl? I know there's a lot, but is there anything that sticks out in your mind that's your fondest memory?
Oh Lordy. Probably like back in the early 2000s, on the radio or at the breaks.
At all, at all. There's,
Um,
there's there's a guy here real quick. It says Frank Fournier said, "Hey, Miss Foxy, while you were on the line fixing the boxes, he was in the back of the hotel fixing the radios."
Probably true.
That's funny.
I think oh shoot, there's been so many moments. I can remember like my first time talking Skip. I was on a barefoot radio and a Antron 99 and talked from Ohio to Juneau, Alaska. And I kept saying, I'm not talking Skip. I'm not talking Skip. And the guy, Choo Choo, was up there in Juneau, Alaska, and he called 521, which was another technician here in Columbus, and let me talk to him on the telephone. And he told me that was him up in Alaska in 521. And so that was like the first time I ever talked Skip. I got real excited. But oh no, it's just I had so much fun every time I do talk that all of them is just good moments to me.
Yeah.
I tell them I just want to get my name called one time and get out the middle of the road.
Miss Foxy, I have a quick question. When the DC boxes, when the change was coming and a lot of guys was going from DC to AC over what I think 413. You stick with me on this. I think they kind of jumped from they went into the 3-tube 500Z boxes. Most of them did somewhere around there.
Well,
Did Miss Foxy did you
3000s.
the 3000 did you get in any of that, or you just kind of stayed with the DC, or did you venture a little bit to the AC, or no?
Back in the day before I moved to Florida, I helped do some 3000s. I built a couple at AC boxes 3000s. But after one of my buddies said, be careful doing this, be careful doing that, be careful doing this. When they got hit, I quit. I said, because I like building and talking, and then I had small kids, and I said that if he get hit, it's going to kill me. So I said I wasn't doing no more of that, and I just stuck with the DC only.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances? What do you think don't laugh 413 because I'm trying to work my way in on this. But what do you think the chances of you putting me one of these DC boxes together to where I can have one?
What size you want?
I'll tell you what I want. I just want a simple one. I want a 4-pill. That's what I want.
Okay,
if I can
give me some Toshibas and I'll build you one tomorrow.
We can come right up with them, no doubt about it. But I told 413, I said, man, if we can get Miss Foxy, on this show. I said, I've got to ease that question in there in front of everybody. I've got to hear her tell me that she will put me at least a 4-pill together because I want a Foxy box.
I'll do your 4-pill just for you.
Thank you. We'll line up. We're gonna link up after the show, me and you. We'll link up after.
He said, Black Guy said, get a lie because she still didn't build him one yet.
Oh, Black Ice. Back on Pow Talk. Oh, I ain't been on Pow Talk in so many years. And I actually downloaded it to the computer because my old computer blew up.
It's all good when
it's downloaded to the computer, but I just ain't never logged on it.
I'm so appreciative of you coming over here and sharing, your story and how you got into CB radio. You're a pioneer and you're a legend on the Super Bowl, and we hope we could have you back. It's always a pleasure. You're my big sis. Love you. And
I love you dearly.
I know a lot of guys are happy to see your face and know that you're doing well, and looking forward to you learning about MOSFETs and HGs and come out there and build some boxes. And like I said, let me see if I can pull it up again. I still got this. Let me see if I got it. Hold on. Let me pull it up because I'm still, I still got that shirt. It just don't fit me anymore.
We'll frame it. We'll get.
I'm gonna frame it. I'm gonna put it on. Well, you got anything else, Steven?
Hey, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, and picking our call up, and just, saying not saying no to us, and just being a part of this and put this platform together, because having you on the show was, no doubt, it's a no-brainer. You're setting an example for other females, and they're seeing the show, and, maybe after you being on the show, and they'll kind of flow right in. And there's a lot more female CBers out there that we'd like to link up with and hear their side of the story as well.
Yeah, there is. And I try to, influence and get a few of them to get on every now and then. I keep telling my daughter that she needs to go back to building again so that she can keep on the tradition, and she'll have a second job also. And I appreciate y'all having me on and thinking about me. And I've always loved you and everyone else. I can't really see because my glasses is out of whack. But hello, good evening to everybody, and I love you all, and I miss you dearly. And I'm gonna get back out there.
We're gonna get you out. We're gonna drag you back out.
Hey, 413, we're gonna bring her back in like 2 months, 3 months, and we're gonna say, what's the update on Foxy? Bring Foxy back.
That's right.
But see, up in Ohio, it's cold. Oof. And I don't go out the door when it's cold, and the shop is out back. And for me to get out there, and it's freezing cold out there, you have to wait till June maybe.
You got to tell me one thing. Do you have a lot of stuff left over, or do you have to get a lot of stuff to get back in it? Would it be fairly simple for you to kind of pick it back up and run with it again?
I just need transistors. I got a lot of the stuff, because I had a big shop down in Florida. I still got cases from when I was in Florida. Wow. And I've been away from Florida for years.
Well, there's a lot of DC people in this room, so the lady needs some transistors, guys. I'm gonna help promote her.
Hit up the Big Hammer Show. We'll make sure she gets some transistors ASAP.
We will make sure ASAP. Yes, we will. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you so much, Miss Foxy.
I love you.
We'll see you real soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Man, that was cool, man. When you go back, nostalgia, going back to how things started, especially for a female, that's some good stuff, man. So what's up? Take off. We still got some good stuff coming, guys. So don't go nowhere.
One more guest. But the thing is, man, like when you bring somebody out like that, a pioneer, and I got to be quiet because you were running, you were around in that era. I wasn't around in that era, so But to hear her and hear the knowledge that she lays out there. But the main thing is I just want to see her get her hand. I want to see the screwdriver turn again, So there's guys in here, man, and that's what we do. That's what I want this show to do. I want people to help people. I want to get back to somewhat of what she was just talking about, because you know me, for 42 years being coming to the Super Bowl in 2011, I'm like, where's that at? I don't see that. You know, I'm hearing about it. This will be the third guest that we have sitting, you know, the backstage right now, and I'm hearing about all this stuff. But with what I'm seeing out there today, I'm having a hard time trying to play it out and put it on the platform. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, awesome guest.
Awesome guest. And, you know, it's good bringing back memories because it keeps the hobby alive, you know, seeing things that were done back then in comparison to what's being done now. And that way you could gauge where the hobby is going. And, you know, that might be the spark to get her back up in the radio. You know, when we thought about bringing somebody that's a pioneer, especially Miss Foxy as a woman, you know, that's hard to do in a
Key.
man kind of hobby. And she excelled at it, did really well, you know, won a lot of competition in the DC Sky, which it ain't easy to do. It really isn't easy to do. And just to see her work and at work and how she did her work, and she did really good work. I'm just proud and happy that we're able to get her on the show.
Right. No, I totally 100% agree. I think it was outstanding. And I mean, you know, we've had all good feedback. Well, we had a couple guys, they don't really agree with what we're doing. But if we can get stuff like this is going to bring, we're going to do nothing. It'll be good. It's going to be good. It'll be good pen to the paper of getting, you know, the knowledge of where things come from and where things are going.
Absolutely, man. You know, give a shout out to a couple guys out here that are listening. I got Sticky Fingers out there. Shout out to you, brother. Prime, of course, is out there listening. Shout out to you, Prime. We got Buzzard over there.
Buzzard, what's up, Buzzard?
Real Black Man, Super Truck. Man, there's a whole bunch of guys in there. Shout out to sorry if I didn't get into everybody, but if you guys got any questions or anything, hit us up and we'll see if we could get to you guys. But what's up? What we doing next? What we got going on?
I say, man, hey, like you said today, we coming in hot. I'd get right on to it. Bring the next guest on out here. We'll go ahead and introduce him, and let the party start, because we're gonna get down to it.
All right, let's go.
Everybody, we're looking at 459 in the backwoods of Georgia. If you don't know him, now you do. What's going on, 459?
Man, everything's everything. Trying to stay dry down here in Georgia this afternoon.
Good. Good to have you on the show, brother.
Yeah, it's good to be a part of the show there. Yeah.
What did you think about Foxy right there? Did you heard most of that?
She's a very sweet young lady, and I met her long years ago. And I don't care where you meet her, she always was Miss Foxy, and she got a old piece of transistor box to bring to the break. She said, "Well, give it to me. I'll have it fixed for you before you leave." There, that's her.
That's Foxy.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, some good old days back then.
Well, you know, so we're just gonna sit around. We're gonna kick it a little bit. Just got a few questions. I really, you know, the great thing about you is you got 50 years of experience with the 27.025.
Yes.
You got 50 years. Wow.
50 years. Yeah.
You got to think about that one.
Yeah, 50 years. 50 years right
Ready
there.
to retire now.
To give it up, let it go. Nah, you can't give it up, because we're gonna get out there and we're gonna have some fun yet still. But so going straight into this, so tell us a little bit about who 459 is, and how long you've been on the bowl. We say 50 years, and try to tell the viewers, you know, where you come from and what intrigued you to get going on 27025.
Okay. I was a young guy at the age of 18, 19 years of age when I first got out there. And some older friends of mine, they're much older than me, and both of them deceased. One was down on the pile, Old Man Cornbread, and one was up in Georgia. He called himself Hobo Joe. And those two guys, they got me into this stuff at an early age, and I got hooked up on the CD stuff. And like my handle, you know, my number's 459. A lot of times I was out in Dallas, Texas to a break, and a guy from out of Texas, he said, 459, how you get your handle, man? My handle 459 too. I started laughing. I said, you wouldn't believe this. I said, this is my money working clock number at the job. That my clock number 459. So that's my money making number. So I use that. Talking about some equipment and stuff there. But we had some good time. And like I said, starting off there, my first antenna was Stardust. And that Stardust, let me tell you what, brother, that thing would talk. And I had it about 25 feet up in the air. And back in my little hometown there, Woodbine, Georgia, I would bleed on the sheriff office and all down about a mile down the road with my neighbors. And so they said, you got to do something different. So, you know, and so then that's when I got acquainted with some of the bigger antenna. I went to the Moonraker Foes. And let me tell you, brother, what? That Moonraker Foes would talk with those M106, M107, and don't be careful. The Moonraker Foes shut you down, you know.
shut you down.
Yeah, man. And,
so you being around for like 50 years, do you remember, do you know anything? Do you know some of the actual Rooster Channel jumpers? Do you have any knowledge on that?
Well, at the time, out of Jacksonville, Florida, Bad Banana and some more of the CB came into with the Rooster Channel jumpers, and I was part of it one time as time went on, and being a young man at 18 or 19, you know, I talk on the radio when I find time to do it, but I became affiliated with the Rooster Channel jumper, and we did a lot of breaks and stuff, and I enjoyed it. And as Fox had said earlier, the things about it, you meet people and they're friendly people, and it seems like you know them all your life there. And a lot of time I talked with guys over the years, and when that was up in Carolina, Greensville, and some of the guys I've been talking with for years hadn't seen them, but when we met, it seemed like I've been knowing them all my lifetime. So, you know, it's a lot of fun. Wow. And you find good people out there too. And the things about it, help one another. If I got an issue going on, I call you Swagger 413, talk with you guys and say, man, I have this issue going on with one of my boxes or either my antenna. Well, you may know, but no, I'm not telling 459 nothing, because you use that against me, you know, further on down the road. So I just laugh about it. And like I tell a lot of them, I don't care how big a station you run, and you can get out there and don't have no mother nature there. Somebody gonna be in trouble. Where I'm just throwing a number out there. You talking 30,000, I'm coming out there with 10,000, cutting your radio off. That shouldn't be there.
Right. Let me ask you, what was some of your challenges as a young man, you know, and you coming into the game that you seen as a young man that was competitive already, but probably not as competitive as what it is now? I don't know. Right. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Actually, being competitive, where I live at, I'm so far back up in these woods, you got to pump light down in here. And only two competitors I had was Old Man Cornbread and Hobo Joe. And them the only two that really give me a little trouble from time to time. And but then the good thing about it, them guys, they'll key on me, and we'll get on the phone and call and laugh about it. So I said, well, your day is today, and my time may be tomorrow. So, you know, when it come back to you, just accept it with a smile, and we still friends there. We're not gonna fall out about this, you know.
Right.
And these days and time, you know, hey, you kill me and won't let me talk, I'm gonna get upset with 413. I see him at the break. Hey, don't say nothing to me, man. You know, you won't let me talk. Wait, like I tell them, if you want, it's a good hobby. If you want to play, you got to pay it a lot of time, though, you know.
For sure.
Hey, so I go, but then I said too, I don't care what size amp you run, if you ain't got it the up on the antenna, you know, you don't have that antenna right there, you're losing a fighting battle against yourself there.
Right. Would you say there was less animosity back then than there is today, present?
Yes, it was less animosity back then as is now. And back then, you and I can get in a heated argument, and hour two, me and you might be down there eating a hamburger at McDonald's, or, you know, back in the day drinking a cold beer or something there, you know. But these days and time here now, it's animosity, and we come to these breaks there, and I'm all into myself, and I can say, hello, Swagger, what's going on? You 459? and look at me and walk off like, hey, I'm looking. I thought I took a bath last night. Might be smelling something. But it's nothing like it used to be back then. And back then, everybody would help each other. I got a problem with my stuff and make a phone call. And I know one night, this guy out of Florida, he came and helped me put my antenna up, and he climbed a tower. He tell him how high you wanted to go to put it up. He'll climb that tower. I'll never forget. We were doing a winter month. Man, it was must be about 30 degrees. And I called him, and he said, as soon as I get off evening shift, I come on up there. I said, no, you can come in the morning. We went out there with a flashlight and cold moonshine, and he went up there and set my antenna up on my tower there.
Wow.
Train driver. His hand was train driver. Yeah. But,
when you were young, how did you deal with being, in the game and being competitive like you are current? How did you deal with like being keyed on back then versus being keyed on now with the way the animosity runs on the bowl currently?
Yeah, well, back then, like I say, it was fun, and if we killed each other, we'll laugh about it, and but like I say, I tell them, I say, oh yeah, you had your fun today, but when tomorrow come, be able to accept that what I put back on you. And I never forget, one of my friends, like I say, old man Cornbread, I went down and helped him put his tent up one Saturday, and we got back home. Skip was coming out of Colorado, and old man 442, he was talking to me. So old man 442 came back and started laughing, and he said, 459, some guy named Car Wash keying on you, and he says, hollering Car Wash. And I said, now who in the world this is now? And so anyhow, he keyed up again. Said, tell that cotton chopper, he just left my house putting up my antenna. And I know who it was then. I say, ain't this something? I just happened now. He gonna come key on me now, But back then, it's not nothing like it used to be, because we back then we help each other, and the competition. I say a lot of times, the city stuff is like drag race. I used to love the drag race, and I back then I had a 69 Mark 1 muscle car, 428 haters. It was to the max, and I get out there. I know I can put, I had the horsepower, and but anyhow, I tell myself, I'm not gonna tune your antenna quite like mine, because you might get out there and show off on me. But it was all fun though,
So like when did you ever, like when you get keyed on, right? Did it ever get to a point like you say, hey, I'm getting whooped by this same guy like 10 days in a row. Is this just condition, or do I need another box? Or what did you ever have anything like that you ran across? Because there's a lot of guys out there that you and I both know, they get beat 4 or 5 times. They trade the box in and they get upgraded. I was just wondering back then, did you run through things like that?
Right, yeah. And back then I was running 3-tuber 3500 Z box, 3 tubes in it. And my friend old man Cornbread, he's running crab box with 8 3500 Z's in there. And every time I get out there, I'm talking good, he come put that maul on me and call me on the phone and laugh about it. And I said, I'm just getting tired of this here. And but anyhow, and this friend of mine, he passed out there in Texas there. And so I got Cornbread. I said, man, I got to make a run this weekend. You want to ride with me? And I was hoping he would say no. He said, yeah, 459, I'd be glad to ride with you. So we went out to Texas there and pick up an 8-tuber 500 Z box. And from that point, there was trouble on the hill. And and then when the Cornbread started beating me on that, I went and got me a 2-tuber 3CX muddy water box. And he couldn't believe I was whipping him. He ran that 8-tuber Z box, and I'm running. He thought I was still running mine, but I done went up there and got me a muddy water 3CX 3000 and box, and he couldn't believe he had came up, drive from Florida, came to see what I had in my radio room.
So Muddy was your tech?
Well, no, no. I'll tell you what. I met Muddy through another friend of mine up there in Brentwood, New York. And got turned on to get by one of Muddy box. But my technician right here close in 55 and Ghost Rider, and them are Texas, and I run those guys box and John Boy. So a lot of times you hear me out there I'll be running my John Boy, hitting it with the 55 hitting with the Ghost, and they say, well, a lot of guys say, well, 459, I see why you talking, man. You got some of the top technicians there. Nah, it's all Mother Nature.
Top tech names, you know, but you
Yeah.
pretty much stayed with those guys in your career. Well, you know, your Ghost's been around. The guy's been around for a long time. So are
Right.
those guys? Is it safe to say you pretty much stayed between those three guys the whole career?
Yes, right. Yeah. And like I say, and with 55, he's maybe about 45 minutes away from me. So, yeah, I called him. He ain't back up. I said, bring it on down, 459, get you going. And so he'll get me out the door. Say, all right, go and do what you got to do now. But, the fun part about it, and, got to have that good condition. Because I know a lot of times, my friend, 413, if I hear him up here in Georgia, I can't touch him. He'll whip me to death out there. He know it. We laugh about it. I say, okay. And when I don't hear him, he gonna have to bring a picnic basket there. It's gonna be a good picnic showdown there.
See, that comes with experience, though. See, that
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
with
over the years.
experience. You're not
Right.
kidding just because you hear my name getting called. But if you go, for the viewers, if you go to JD's Watergate page and just type in 459 or 413, about 10 years, 15 years ago, we had a good meet. You had a good tussle with old John Deere, rest in peace. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Switchblade, but that was fun, man. It was good, clean fun. We were going back and forth, and we just laughed about it. I think I called you right after that. I called John Deere, said, man, good job. And that's what it's about. I got keyed on. Hey, the stick don't hurt that bad, man. It just keep on going. But that's what I love about dealing with the older operators that have been in the game, a long time, because they lose with grace the same way they win with grace. And you want to do others. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah, and today, like you say, it's nothing like it used to be back then. The guys today, the young guys and some of the older guys, they got about 15 or 20 handles out there, And once, everybody know me if I say 459, they say, okay, I know who that is. But if I come out there, rattlesnake or something, and they say, come on, rattlesnake, I'm see whether I got condition. Then I'm gonna come back 459 out here. You forget about a rattlesnake, So
I thought he was talking about me for a minute.
Those are tricks of the game right there.
Yeah. But let me share this with you guys. It was a couple of weeks ago talking with 07 out in Colorado, 747, and he got that beam. He don't even turn it sometimes. He talking on the same crowd up north. So everybody get out there and have laughter. And he said what he was talking on, and I told him, I said, 7, I forgot who I was passing 5 on, and somebody on the same power. I said, you go and tell whoever that cotton chopper, I'm talking on a 40-footer beam, talking on a 40-footer with 2.5 elements on it. Boy, he fell out, but he said 459. You mean a 40-footer with 2.5 elements? I like to see that in town.
459. If you could give any advice to the younger guys, you've been around the bowl for 50 years, longer. I'm 42. So when you come in the room, I just tip my hat to you. But if you could give any advice to some of the younger guys, doing this and still growing and thinking they need this and thinking they need that, what would it be?
From experience, I don't care. Like I said earlier, you can run a box doing 20 or 30,000 watts, and somebody can be running a box doing 4,000 watts. If they don't have the condition, that 4,000 gonna whip you 99.5% of the time. But now, if I'm about, if I'm about 100 yards from your house to my house, and I'm running 10,000 or 20,000, and I don't feel within myself, you never be heard, because every time you key that box, you're doing 4,000. I'm gonna put 10 out there, you won't be heard. And so that's really, the name of the game. And like I say, where I'm at, I don't have nobody big keying nothing up here where I'm at but me. So that's what I love about it. Now, if I was in them big cities, with all this competition, I'd probably run a pair of 20s or something now, but I don't need that where I'm at. So I depend on Mother Nature.
Yeah, because you're in the state. When you think about Georgia, you think, Georgia's one of the hardest hit states, man. You got round out the 455 yourself, D-Rail, you got King of the South, you got, man, there's a whole bunch of them up there that man have some big hammers. So when you think about Georgia, at least when I think about Georgia, I think about all them hammers. Now there's newer guys that are coming up that are strong as well, so it is smart, like you said, just use your wisdom to talk on the radio. Because if you go out there, like you said, without looking at your condition. That you
That's
just,
it.
I don't care
You're in
what you put
trouble.
up there, what you got, you're gonna get your brains beat in.
That's right. And you know, and I had to learn that too, 413, because you know, when I was much younger. And if I hear the guys on the sand pile, I'll throw 10,000 out there. I said something going on with my station. I don't know what's going on. Didn't notice didn't know about the condition at the time, you know, and that's the name of the game. Who got the best condition there? Yeah. And then a lot of times, what I do, just checking Mother Nature. I keep 1,000 watt, and they say, "Come on, 459, somebody in trouble," you know. But I ain't gonna fire up everything unless they say, "Well, Swagger, Unit 459 or Unit 413 running heads up there." I'm gonna reach over and hit something else. Then you know, sometimes it makes a difference, and sometimes it don't.
with your years of experience and just all the people that you've met at the breaks and all the functions back to the radio with all the stories and stuff, take some time and tell the viewers and me and 413, think about the most funniest stories you got and share them with us.
Well, I'll never forget. It was my friend, old man Cornbread, off the sand pile. We flew out to Dallas, Texas one year to a break out in Dallas, Texas. And Blue Gear and a lot of guys was out there. And this guy, he's from Texas. And I think his helmet was 2-gun, I think it was. But he was toting 2 real live pistol on him. And the people at the hotel seemed to say, "Sir, you can't be having this weapon in this place there." But he said, "Well, this here is just a CB break there, you know." And they said, "Well, you still got these weapons, you know." And to end up calling the cops on him, you know, and he had to take them guns off him there. And, you know, that was laughter. But, you know, I'm saying he should have known better, you know, bringing those weapons here in a place like this, you know. And but out there in Dallas, we had a good time out there. And like I say, meet people you never met before and seem like you know them all the time. And another fun thing we had there on a break, both of my friends, they passed on. We were sharing a hotel room together. We can go in one room and they can go back and forth, you know. And those 2 brothers, they was in the church. They was Christians. And Flying Man, one of my stepbrothers, he used to be awesome CB back there, Flying Man. And him and I shared a room together. And we got into some moonshine. And we got it somewhere from down Florida. I don't know how we got it up there where we was at. And these 2 guys, they was in their room sleep. So, you know, I told Flying, I said, "Man, let's get our balls and sit by the bedside there, you know, on the table." And I tell you what, Swagger and 413, you couldn't, if the picture would tell the truth, them boys, they supposed to be Christian. They both get drunk from the floor up, you know. And I use that a lot of time to blackmail them. I said, "All right, we won't show this to your pastor now. Or you don't do that." And I put that, you know, that one. Well, it wasn't that too, but we did it though, you know. So they say pictures can tell the truth, but sometimes pictures can be one of the biggest lying things. Too,
That's right. That's right. Hey, we see that every day.
Yeah, man.
That's funny.
But the young guys coming up today with this stuff, and like you say, it's nothing like it used to be. The price of everything going up, and tubes, oh man, these big tubes like y'all big hammers run, you know, man. I have to come out of retirement and go back and find me another job that's trying to get me some of those big tubes there. So, you know, and the thing too, running these big stations, each to their own, it's fine. You can just run the maximum. If that tube, say my 120 do 20,000 watt, I probably can get 40,000 out of it. But that don't make sense. You know, you just got money getting ready to throw away and get you a new tube. So you stay in the limit, you'll be running for a long time there. And
what do you?
Smart words from a smart man.
Small words from a smart man.
I had to learn that too. Yeah. Every time I hear 13, I'm baking 30 bushels out there. Ain't nobody heard me yet there. And later on, so I got to buy.
That's that Mother Nature, bro. That Mother Nature. If I don't hear you, I'm
yeah, that's it.
What? 459. What do you think? What do you think about? You know, like you just made my mind go somewhere else. What do you think about the way things has gone up? You know, with the economy, the prices of tubes, technicians' prices have went up. What do you think about MOSFETs coming into this? Where do you? In just a couple, few minutes, take some time and share that with us. Where do you think MOSFETs fit into this game in the near future?
Well, 50 years ago, I'm still old school, and that the new generation with the MOSFETs, they are good. But me, myself, I wouldn't run. You know, like I say, that I'm so used to those pills running. You know, 'cause I used to run a day made 16 pill, 32 pill, and back then those pills was cheap. You know, if I know what I know now, I would have probably had me about 100 of them stacked back. You know, make me $1 or $2 on them now. But the market says they are good. Thing to put in your box too. They're good, and like I say, you run things efficiency. It'll last you a long time, just like your automobile. You keep that oil change and don't put the pedal to the metal every time you take off with it. It'll be there for a lifetime if you take care of it there. And just like these old feeble bodies, we take care of these bodies, and by the grace of God, we'll be here till He said, "Time to call you home, brother or sister." There, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. But like I say, you know, it's just a good hobby, and you just can't get yourself. And another thing I share with a lot of guys, you can't make this your God, small God. And sometimes we forget about the Creator, and it's all about me and what I'm running stuff. But you know, you can't do that. And the words say that, you know, I would have no other God before me. And a lot of times I had to come to grips some years ago, long years ago, about 20 years ago, and this guy up in Baxter, Georgia, called himself Caterpillar. He's supposed to shut down the state of Georgia, and he bought a big box too. And I think it was a Sneaky Pete box Pete built for him. And that joker, man, he broadcast, oh man. And so one Sunday I was getting ready to go to church, and I said, let me turn the radio on before I go. And Catman, yes, that was Catman. Catman was tearing the band up, talking with Mean Pill talking with Mean Pill. And I said, wow, you know, and I heard how bad he was. I said, I'm going to warm up. You know, I run my muddy water in. And I warmed up and went out there and put a whip down on him, you know. And so a friend of mine, he was coming through that town up and around Baxter that Sunday evening. And Catman said, Cool Breeze, who's that 459? He said, that's a good friend of mine from Brunswick, Georgia. And but anyhow, he said, man, I don't know that joker running. And Cool Breeze said, you don't want to fool with him now. I'm telling you, he's a bad boy. And but I met him, and we went to his house, and you know, we had a good time there, laughing and going on. And but now that Catman, he had a tower, must be about 140 some feet. And he told me he had to pour about 9 yards of concrete to set that big joker in. Wow. And the rotor he had, he said he can turn a whole house with that thing. Yeah, but he came out of it for some reason, though, you know. Yeah, I guess the competition with his job there, you know. Yeah, well, it was some fun time though. Yeah, but you know, like I say, I get out there every now and then and get my name called and say what I gotta say and get on out of there. And unless 413 messing with me, you know, I try to hang long as I can. After that, I let him go. I said, well, he got it today, you know.
you got. Listen, man, you get some good talk shows going, especially as of recently, like with Seven and the Cavs, man. You guys just cut up, and it's fun. You know, I do a lot of talking, but I do a lot of listening, and I enjoy good QSO. And you're one of the birds that I enjoy listening to you talk to. I don't hear your end because we're pretty close, so I don't hear your end of the deal. But I hear the comebacks, and I know you're getting a good conversation going. It's just not like, you know, the same repetitiveness. Hey, hello, I'm Tessa. Right. You actually have a QSO, which I think is lacking a little bit on the bowl right now, in my opinion. What do you think about that? Do you think the lingo has changed from back when you started to now, and do you think it'll evolve into more QSOing or more competing in terms of, you know, like worldwide and stuff like that? What do you think?
1-1-1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1-1.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening too. You know, it's not like back then. You know, we used to get out there and keep that mic talk a minute or two. You know, but now, you know, short key, like you say, 1-1-1-1, and then for our key, sometimes, you know, you done key 1-1-1 gone there 4-5-9. So and so done been there key. You just keying up. You know. Yeah, man. But I enjoy it though. Yeah, but like I say, you know, it's a good hobby, and it is an expensive hobby, and you know, and like I tell a lot of young guys, I said earlier, if I had to do it all over again, what I know now, you know, with the cost, how things cost and stuff, I wouldn't even been out there. You know, I've been picking my lead guitar or something there, you know.
Yes, but it's just like I told my wife, you know, I've been doing it a long time, but I didn't just gradually buy things. I mean, just buy things one shot. I bought things little by little, so it didn't hurt my pocket per se. Yeah. But it's just like anything else, any hobby. If you're gonna want to if you want to enjoy the hobby and be good at the hobby, you got to pay the price. You know, whether
That's
it's
it.
fishing, whether it's race cars, forget it, it's double
Well, it's
CB.
competition.
Yeah.
Where it's competition, exactly. So,
That's
you
right.
know, if you love something, you just stick with it, you know, and just little by little learn. And like I said in the previous show, I take the knowledge before I start spending the money. You know, there's guys that spend the money and then get the knowledge, and they learn the hard way. You know,
Yes.
I've learned the hard way, but I kind of eased up that way. So for
Right.
the young folks out there that are getting into the hobby, you know, the knowledge should come before the power.
Yes, that's right. And you know, and that being said too, for 50 years, that's a long time. And like I said, I
Long time.
started at the age 18 or 19. And like I said, I didn't gradually, you know, get all this stuff overnight.
You've been talking almost as long as I've been alive.
Oh, goodness. I be done tell my age here after a while, then.
Yeah, you're a legend, though, brother.
Yeah. And,
A pioneer.
Yeah. But like I say, it's a fun hobby, and you know, keep it clean, you know, and that's all that matters. And then when I see you at the break, and we can just share and break bread together, man, you know, and we change our difference about, you know, what I'm running, what you running, what I need to do to improve this here, you know, and that's what it's all about, though. You know, I enjoy it, though, you know.
Absolutely.
And so I told the wife the other day, we was talking, I said, it getting to the point now, I had all my amplifier radios and got a room full of radio. I'm gonna probably put out on eBay, and they're pretty well like brand new, and try to refurbish some of my fun I've done put out there years ago, you know.
Right.
Hey, quick question. I'm gonna take a couple of questions here. Black Ice want me to ask you, who was your favorite person that you talked to? Who's the favorite person that you like to talk to?
Oh wow, so many of them out there. Who's my favorite? Well, since the skip been all twisted up and it's so bad out there now, and one of my favorite person I like to talk to was 766. You know, he get out there and clown around, you know, and then when he get too deep, I say, all right, 766, I'm gonna cut you loose, man. I got to go now, you know. Yeah, man. And then and I can't leave old Crack Todd out there, man. I tell you what, I talked with him the other day. I said, Crack, I said, I heard that you won the big lottery the other weekend. 459, if I run the lottery, you think I've been on the so-and-so radio this morning? Said, okay, Crack, you know, got to go get my Chesterfield. All right, then. But you meet good people. And then the thing about it, I've met people have came to my house, spend the night, you know, and you know, just talking on radio. And I tell my family, I say, these good people, you can pretty well determine who's good, who's not there, you know. And then, you know, being the wife, you know, but honey, you don't know these people. You know, you just talk to them on CB, but you can tell the character once you meet them and most likely what they're all about, you know. And so all that go on with it, because who knows, I might be down in Daytona. Let me call 413 and let him know, can he come out and help me? He's like, 459, don't worry about that. He comes spend the night with the family. You be good. We'll get out there in the morning.
Absolutely.
And but you got to know who you're dealing with these days and time, though. You know, there's so much out there now. Yeah.
Right.
And then back then, and even with the older guys now, like I say, if I got $1, you're gonna get half of that. If you're hungry, hey bro, come on, let's go eat together and stuff. But now you have to work like me and get your own. I can't help you there, but it shouldn't be that, because we all brothers and sisters in this hobby, then we should help each other and look out for one another. And it's all about love, all about love.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 459. Go ahead. I don't have the thing. I got these Dre beats.
Okay.
Support Dre beats in the ears here.
Yeah, and as I was saying, it's all about love, you know, helping each other along the way. Yeah, but somehow or another, seem like, you know, not all done got away from that. It's all about me now and what I can do in all this here, you know, and what I can beat you out of there, you know. Yeah. And a lot of times, yeah, and I know friends, well, so-called friends, have got me for stuff there, but I let it go, you know. And I'm a person, you think you're getting over it, you're gonna see it coming back sooner or later. You know, you reap what you sow, bro. So it's best to do what's right, you know, pleasing in God's sight. Yeah.
What does like legacy mean to you, 459?
Okay, with 50 years there, and I got a grandson. He's 6 years old. Well, it'll be 6 this year, and he comes in the room sometime, you know, and I'll be sitting there, and he'll key the mic, little 459, little 459.
Mhm.
And so, with that, if something happened to me, and I told his mom, then I said, all the stuff he can do what he want with it, he get up to it, and we have to leave a legacy for our young folks, and hopefully that
Right.
grandson as he grow up, if he don't take no interest there, I might have me a big yard sale, buy one price for everything.
Well, make sure you call me. I'm just down the road from you.
Yeah, and I'm just down the road from you, so yeah, that's 50.
but,
Hey, that's 50 years worth of stuff over there.
yes.
There's some good stuff in there. I know that.
There's some good stuff sitting around over there.
And it's not abuse stuff either. I take care of my stuff, and been time I be looking for things. I go out there in my shed there, and I said, "Oh goodness, look at that! I ain't even opened the box with this. It ain't getting ready to go buy something already out there. Accumulate over the years, but yeah. But like I say, I enjoy it, and yeah.
Over all the years, real quick question, and I'll let Jimmy have it. After all these years being on the band, I know you like a certain radio. Is there any radio in particular, not amplifiers, and we won't get into that, but is there any radio do you like? Do you like, plastic radios? Do you like plate modulation? Do you like the derailed style radios? What is it that you like now? What's your favorite radio to run?
Yeah, my favorite radios is my Connex Saturn, and and then if I'm not running that, I got a DAC 10 chassis with a Cobra 148 in it, and then that scrolled my station too, and I never forget 413. I was out there on that Cobra 120, that Cobra 29 one Saturday, and that modified with I think a DAC 10 chassis with that Cobra 29 in that joker, and I got a 2-pill pushing that joker, and I never forget you told the guys to tell 459 that old Cobra 29 he need to take it back where he get it from, so yeah. Yeah, man. But
I can hear you. We're about, I don't know, I'd say maybe 200 miles away, and I can hear you when Mother Nature's right. I can hear you, and I love it how you end well, how's it go? I holler. That's it.
I'll holler. Yeah.
I holler.
Yeah, man. I tell you.
When I hear that, I say they go 459.
Move.
Yeah, man. And like I said, over the years, and if I ain't got over 50 or 60 base stations, all of them like brand new,
Wow.
And I'm a Galaxy man, and Cobra 2000, 1000, and I had trams and over the years, and Yaesu, and don't get me wrong, those trams and Yaesu were taught, but every time I put one in line, I got to retune my whole station. I said, nah, I don't want all this, yeah.
That's a big key what you just said right there. And
Exactly.
that's a lot. That's why a lot of people have issues. But we'll get to that on different. We might have you come back, man.
Yeah.
We might have you come back and join us, because we're going to eventually get there. Once we just kind of like, all we're wanting to do right now, 459, is just gain some knowledge. We're not looking for. I mean, if we can get the solid 100% truth, I want it. 413 wants it. Who don't want the truth? But I don't know if we'll be able to get the biblical pinpoint of it. But we will be able to gather quite a bit of history and quite a bit of knowledge here with the guys and the ladies that's wanting to, come on board and get with us.
Yeah. And and like I said earlier, you got that good tune antenna and Mother Nature, and you can get out there with 1,000 watt, and you think you run the 10 to 15 or 20. That antenna makes a big difference there. And something else, a lot of the guys, you think about it, back coming up, we want zero reflex. Back in the day, we get the Palomar meter and get the SFR 1.5. Hey, man, we good to go now.
Let her roll. Let her rip.
Yeah. What's going to burn up at this point?
1.0 to me,
Yeah. What's going to burn up at this point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got 700. You got 700 going out. What is that like? 100 watts coming back.
Well, I did a calculation, talking 30,000 watts. I got 300 watts coming back. According to the calculation on that, those 300 watts coming back, I'm at a 1.2. Yeah. At a 1.2, and that would the calculator show that where if I'm got 300 coming back, I'm like a 1.2. So
we're gonna have to bring them back, because there's a lot of theories. If you have a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of reflect, you talk a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
better. You know, there's a whole bunch of
yeah,
stuff. We're gonna have to have you back.
There's guys out there that will argue that until 6 in the morning, that you cannot run a station without having zero reflex. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. But we
And
got
then,
There's
many,
you know,
many
somebody
more
over there
topics.
in Georgia. What is number 8? I think he always says he's zero reflect. I can hear him calling his name all the time. I think he's over in Georgia somewhere. Number 8 was zero reflect. Is he in Georgia or South Carolina? Somebody help me out.
I think
he's
in
in
Carolina.
Georgia.
I think in
Okay.
Carolina.
Yeah, I think he's in Georgia.
Somebody
Okay.
get a hold of him and see if I can come to his house and see if he really has
See the
zero
zero
reflex.
reflex.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, 25 is one of them said he gets zero reflex too. So we're gonna have to get him on the show too. 25 in the corner.
Yeah.
I haven't had that luck. I ain't gonna
Neither
say
me,
here
no.
and say I can't get it down to zero. I can't even get it close to zero, but that's another show.
You can't get it down to zero because of the ADHD for me.
Go
That's
ahead.
exactly. I'm like,
Man, that's right.
hey,
Yeah,
listen,
man, but
459, man. I want to.
and then, you know,
I want to. Go ahead. Back
and then
to you.
with
Don't worry
me,
about
you
it.
know, like I say, I like a lot of time I let my antenna down, you know, got that haze and stuff there. And long years ago, I used to climb a tower 70 feet up in the air, you know, set my boom up there, you know, and take and my block and tackle there, and let my antenna down. And so things got so sophisticated, I started getting up in age. I got to find something different to do now. So when I found out about the haze, I said that's the way to go. So a lot of time I just nothing to do since I retired most time. Let me let my beans down and just play with them, see whether I can get something different changing and all this, you know, and take it back up in the air. Okay, I see a little different there, but you know, whether that makes a difference, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
just
Well, I
that
tell you,
mind thing. It's a mind thing.
I really want to thank you for taking the time, you know, picking up the call and being a part of this. This is a second show and
Right.
and helping us, you know, establish this platform, you know, because we're nowhere near where we want to be or where we want to take this. But we couldn't
Yes.
have done it without Crack last week. Miss Foxy herself coming on first,
Yes.
you coming out here right behind her and giving us a lesson through life. You know what I mean? I mean, this is 50 years, man. I mean, that's older than me, you know. I mean, so
Yeah.
like I say, it's just you got to pay attention, man. And I
Right.
wanna trap
Mhm.
just a quarter. I just want to trap a quarter from the guys that's been around this as long as you have. And
Yes.
you'll notice, you know, you'll see me here in the future that I'm going to be trying to run down a lot of guys with history, and I'm going to be trying to put 1 and 2 on at a time because we only, you know, nobody's promised tomorrow. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I mean, we're leaving this place and we're leaving it
That's right.
without
Yeah.
tickets. I mean, it's just like reached out there and grabbing us. So I mean, we gotta try to log some of this, and we gotta try to store some of this energy for, you know, 15 years from now. But I just want to
Right.
thank you again personally
Yeah, enjoyed
for
being on the show there.
coming with
Swagger
us
and
on here.
413. Yeah, man.
No problem. The real reason why I wanted you to get on the show is I figure I butter you up so you keep that mall off me.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
a good
I
one.
figure I
I
get
like
some
that.
brownie points to keep that hammer off me.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
man,
And you
appreciate
guys doing
the-
a good job too, you know, and let the younger guys coming up that, you know, they want to hang in there. They got to carry the torch because we're about to go off the scene now, you know. And I tell you, I think I mentioned this to you yesterday. Big 19 Jive Turkey, you know, and I hit that joke. You know, he got some wisdom about this stuff there. He been out there for me, you know. Yeah.
We're reaching out. We're reaching out to some of the guys to see if they want to get on. But you know, truth be told, a lot of guys are just timid. You know, this is a new platform, a new thing. So as of anything, you know, with anything that's new, it's going to be kind of a little bit intimidating. So I think as the show progresses, we'll get a lot of guests, a lot of pioneers, a lot of legends per se. But we're going to get them on eventually.
And
for
we just got to keep it 100. I'm not going to cut behind no corners. I've reached out to guys and they told me they was too declarated. I ain't even heard back from them yet. It's a good thing I ain't still sitting on a bucket thirsty.
Go ahead, Jim.
You know, it is what it is. But hey, it just is what it is. But listen, no, man, I really want to thank you, man, again for taking the time and helping us set this platform and get this thing up and running. Real talk.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody in the viewer section, y'all give it up. The man himself, 459 in the backwoods of Georgia. Hey, tell that story. Tell that little thing. How'd you say that? You're so deep in them woods, they got a pump light in there?
Pump light down in here.
pump light down in here. Y'all give it up for 459 in Georgia.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Have a good one. Take care,
All
man.
right, y'all have a
Appreciate it.
blessed evening and enjoy the show, Beanie, hanging out there with you guys. And tomorrow we'll say, go Eagles.
That's right.
Go-
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
leave that with you all
Go
now.
Eagles.
Have a good one.
Take care, man. You have a super fine one. Man, what a
Oh,
day.
man.
What a guy right
That
there,
was
man.
fun.
50 years.
That was fun. That was fun. Hey, just guys that are watching, man, just a little taste. We're trying to get some pioneers, some legends, man, just tell their story and keep the hobby alive, man. And I'm so excited what the future holds on this show. We got big things coming, man. I want to thank Blackjack TV for having us, my producer Bobby Blackjack. Before I go, I want to give this a quick shout out. See if I can pull it up real quick. For the guys in the Big Island of Hawaii, the meet and greet. I can't even pronounce it. You guys are going to have to read it. Up in the Big Island, it's March 18th. Just want to shout it out for them guys. We'll eventually be promoting some other breaks. You know, I know Augusta's coming, New Orleans. So I'll get those dates and I'll be posting them up here, give you guys updates. And that's about it. We're going to call it a day. It was I think it was a fruitful, successful day. We had a pioneer, two pioneers. Female pioneer, Miss Foxy, and Mr. 459. I holler out of Georgia.
I'm blown away. I really am. I'm blown away. I still want my 4-pill though. I know she's backstage listening. I want my 4-pill. Hey, but no, I'm blown away.
Giving you a thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm on the phone, man. I got to get my stuff right over here. But anyways, I mean, just what an amazing deal, you know. A woman on top of that coming out and having game like she brought and just putting that kind of boxes, you know, that amount of boxes out in the game and the hobby, you know, and hopefully we can get some of these guys in here to you know, see her come back, you know.
And she got good talk game too on the radio. She got good talk game too.
Oh yeah, you called me. You had called me that night when she was there that afternoon. I remember her. I sure do. But I just, it's hard for me to put a lot of input in that area when I don't know a lot about DC stuff. You know, so
it's all good. We all learning. Shoot, I'm learning too, man. It goes way before I've been out there. I mean, 70s, I wasn't even born. You know, I started coming on like 85, 84 with my dad on the Spanish channel. So I didn't come to the bowl till like 95, some in that era around there. So I've learned a lot, and by getting these guys and women on the show that been there, done that, I learned a lot also. So I'm excited to learn.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having more female CB operators come on the show. Shout out to Mean Queen and the Bayou. Shout out to TNT up in the Buck 10. Shout out to Prime Minister for helping us with the music and supporting this and supporting us with the music. Big shout out. And, you know, just want to see this take off. Want to see it be a success, you know, because we're not making it about us. We're making it about the viewers. We're making it about the game. We're wanting something to add to the game, something that's new to the game. So if you truly like what we're doing and you truly support it, make sure you hit the likes, make sure you hit the shares, put the word out there. We got some issues going on with YouTube. Well,
we'll get it.
Yeah,
we'll get it by next week. And by the way, another announcement we got. Starting next week, the show will not be on Saturdays. We're going to start on Friday at 8 p.m. I think logistically it'll be a little bit better. Being that it's a new show, that's where we're going to kind of base ourselves as a home time. As Friday at 8 p.m. is where we're going to start doing it again.
Right. I like Fridays. Fridays are work, you know. Hey, we got to do what we got to do to get the time and get it aired and get it out there. And so far, so good. So like I say, appreciate everybody for, you know, supporting this, the ones that are. And for the haters, I love y'all too. Y'all are my motivators. You wrap it, I'll cap it before 13.
Y'all have a good one, man. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good day.
The hammer hits hard.
Good night. Appreciate you.
Squeaker down here just trying. My little